Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. I know it's not quite Christmas yet, but it's getting close. And I don't think I'm going to be doing another stream until Christmas. I might do another one, but maybe as a guest. I don't know. We'll see. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Let me start welcoming in all the people who've been here early tonight. Season's Beezings, in the words of Skinny Queen actually called it Ebenezer Beezer. That was her line there. Ooh, we got a few people came in early. Nutty. Oh, hope to see y'all tonight. Hope to see you tonight. Ding dong duh. Welcome in. Oh, I think I saw you over in BSR the other day. Ding dong duh. That's where I thought I recognized your name. Yeah, I hang out in BSR sometimes. Yeah, Skinny. Oh, absolutely. Skinny is actually on a secret mission right now. She is out getting a secret bargain hunt. I don't know if she wants me to give the full details. We'll let her give the full story. I don't want to share the story. It's not mine to share. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Let me take down the video real quick. All right. So hopefully everyone can hear me well. Oh my, future Mrs. Camps, welcome in. Oh, Nutty, finishing up a Salah comic real quick. Okay. Welcome in, Susie Q. Welcome in, Rosalind. Oh, geez, we already got a bunch of people at Chatty Charlie. Good evening. Susie Q, Yellow Moon, welcome in, welcome in. Nora Elise, welcome in. Yeah, later, absolutely. Skinny's going to be on later. I'll be checking that out too. Welcome in, Tucker and friends. Sherry C333. Call you Sherry C333, baby. Season's greetings, y'all. Season's greetings to you too, Sherry. Yeah, welcome in, welcome in. Okay. Welcome in, Camps. Hello, Savvy. That's a very cute picture there. The cat with the glasses and the wig. I love that. Welcome in, Fiona's mom. And welcome in, La Di Da. All right, we got a full house in here early tonight. Yeah, Chantal's been up to a lot for Season's Christmas, but I'm also going to be sharing maybe a little bit about a Christmas story, kind of a Christmas carol, if you will, about Cyraxx and the ghost of Christmas past, Christmas last year, that is, and his fake Apple Watch. Yes, welcome in, welcome. Oh, welcome in, Rudy. 7:02 p.m. where you are? It is 8:03 p.m. where I am, Rudy. Hopefully, Rudy's got the numbers figured out for tonight. And all right, so let's share this. I'm not going to make you watch the whole foodie video because I know you've probably already seen it. If not, if you haven't seen the entire thing, you've certainly seen it on a reaction channel. So I've got some clips here, which is not going to be so long. So I'm going to run the clip channel instead. So let me display that. And actually, let me give a link to the clip as well. This is from Piggy, who does great clips. I love Piggy's channel for the clips. So let me put the link in there. Yeah, Foodie came out with this new one yesterday. She has done nothing with her health. And I want to talk about that with you folks. I mean, it wasn't that long ago she was talking about how she had to come back to Canada for her health. And now it's like, well, yeah, but I'm going to go to the Chinese restaurant and I'm going to, oh yes, absolutely. Congratulations, Mel Mayan Camps. I don't think I properly congratulated you. Congratulations for the two of you. I hope everything, you have my blessings on that. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful marriage. And anybody else, you want to maybe get a little birthday cake or a little celebration or a wedding cake? I don't know if we have an emote for that, but if anybody wants to throw one in the chat, let me throw one in to start. There you go. Hope that's best I could do in the chat room. All right, let's let Foodie have her little piece. And this is a clip from the Piggy channel.
Hey guys, so I'm gonna start my series.
All right, so Chantal, first of all, this is not a hijab. This is a scarf. She didn't even make it a week with the hijab. Yeah, she still wears her little I guess a wave cap. What would you even call that? She still wears the little Sully. But I think that's just because she's bald. I don't think that has anything to do with Islam. And she's ditched the abayas. She left them in Kuwait, and now she's got these big fuzzy grimace costumes. But they're they ironically, this outfit conceals her body better than the abaya, which theoretically is designed to conceal the body and not make you sexually appealing.
He's on vlogging just around different parts of, my little neck of the woods here in Canada, between different little towns in between Ottawa, Cornwall, all that. So I went to the Dollarama before I start, and I got a snack. And before I get really serious, I'm really hoping I will, I know.
Say bye to your feet.
I know you're rolling your eyes, but
you can hear Foodie got a little snack already going, and it's just wild how she fills up the whole frame. I mean, it's really like, I don't think she could zoom out anymore even if she wanted to. You know what I mean? Like I don't think this is I don't think this is like an intentional effect where she's like, oh, I want to fill out the frame because it's going to, make me look better. I think she's zoomed out as much as possible.
I feel like I really want to have my favorite snacks from here. Some of them.
Gigi, welcome in.
So, got a Big Turk here. This is my favorite candy bar growing up.
Oh, what's this weird about? Chantal is now already talking how she wants to go back to Kuwait again, saying, oh, I miss it so much, but I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. I do think she misses being able to say that she's married and that she spends her time with her husband. But her actions, I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of difference. Oh, yes, Chatty. That
Turkish
is
delight, lukum.
I've actually have a video I need to show you on that.
Turkish
Very
delight.
short one. Welcome
Big Turk.
Oh, hey, Savvy. How are you?
Do y'all remember Big Turk? Big Turk was a young guy in his early 20s who came from the Middle East looking for work. Foodie came up with the brilliant idea to pay him to sleep with her so he has a way of making income.
Hey.
I thought that was pretty funny too, that her favorite candy bar is called a Big Turk. I mean, come on, these jokes write themselves.
So here's the thing. All right. So this guy is young, very young.
Yeah.
He's new here.
Oh, did you? I mean, and again, if I'm gonna be, and let me say one thing too. I usually try to be not too, I think catty's maybe the right word for it, about stuff. But Foodie has just been so full of crap lately that I can't really, that I don't feel bad laying into her just a little. She's been so full of BS. The way that she said she's coming back to Canada for her health and all this, and she won't even admit that she's gained 100 pounds. She's claiming that she said in an old video that she was at her heaviest of 388. So, all right, let's see what she has to say.
When I first met him, he didn't ask me for money. So we had sex, whatever. I told him like what I did and all my story.
Welcome in, Chatty.
And then he's really new here, so he like really doesn't even like have a good job or anything. So I was just like,
anybody notice the trend with all of her boyfriends and sex partners? I'm not trying to job shame, not sometimes you don't have the best work. Sometimes you're between jobs. I'm not trying job shame. Is that even a thing? But I mean, it just seems like none of the guys she dates ever have anything like going on though, as far as either work or as far as even just like speaking English very well. Like they usually just don't have much of anything going on. I mean, like she claims this guy's really handsome, but we've seen what she usually gets.
he then like was hinting around. Remember I told you guys I like didn't want to talk to him because I was uncomfortable
Yeah, the
about
healthy
like
guy.
him hinting around about for money, and then I was like,
Oh, welcome in welcome in Chatty. Also, welcome in Timu BBJ. And welcome in What If. You healthy candy bars, right? Foodie she has been on a tear, and you can only imagine what she's doing off camera. Because if on camera, she's doing candy bars, she's doing Chinese food, she did the fried chicken, she did the grocery haul full of cheese. She hasn't been holding back really in any way. At least, well, I mean, not as much as when she was in Kuwait, when she was buying candy by the box, but at least on camera. It's finished. It's finished. Have I watched Salah's video? I watched some of it. I'm thinking if we should watch it here or not. It's a funny one. It's a funny one. Exactly, Nora. Yes, Fiona's mom. I have a feeling that's I think so too. I think so too. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that Chantal, I don't think that, I think she kind of senses that guys who need some, who are looking for a transactional relationship, or who she attracts, because guys make it clear when they meet you if they like you or not. If a guy likes you and he meets you, he's gonna make it clear, at least in some way. He's gonna show you some attention. He's gonna compliment you. He's gonna maybe you know, if maybe he's gonna look for an excuse to hold your hand or something. You know, he's gonna show you in a way. With Chantal, he's gonna show her in a way like, hey, you know, I can't afford to pay my car. Yeah, I'd love to come visit you, but I can't afford to pay I can't afford to pay for gas. Or, oh, you know, I wish I could come. Can I come visit, but I got to be able to stay the night because my place is there's something wrong with my place. You know, that's what she gets when she meets a guy. 709 Rudy, welcome in. Takes the cake. Yes, she does. She really does. Welcome in, Monkey Beck. Yeah, right, Rudy. Rudy's the number. Our scheduler around here. You know what, Fiona's mom? I didn't think of it like that, but I think that I think it could arise to that point. I don't know if it has yet, but I don't think Chantal would be. I think she wouldn't even. She doesn't even consider that, or maybe she doesn't care. I don't know, but yeah, I'm trying to tiptoe around it. But yeah, I think I could see she becoming financially abusive. I'm not going to tiptoe around. I'll be straight up. I could see Chantal being financially abusive. I could absolutely see her doing that. And in a way, look at Salah's latest vid. Come on. Does anybody think that he really did that video of his own free will? That she didn't call him up and say, hey, Salah, you want your check for the month? Well, here's something I need you to do. Here's a script. Do this video. Come, you know, we mostly know that's what really happened. I don't know if that rises to the level of abuse, but it certainly rises to the level of manipulation. You're keeping this name? Oh, what was your, oh, it's Kimbalena. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize. All right, Timu VVJ. You know what? I know a lot of times I'll see people and I won't know if they're new or if there's somebody else under a different name. And sometimes I just have to guess. So I'm always worried I'll guess wrong. So I just always treat everybody like they're new. All they have to do is fake love her. All right, let's let it run a little bit. And welcome in, everybody. And welcome into any lurkers as well. I want to make that clear. Lurkers, always welcome. Chatters, always welcome. Anybody watching the replay, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Does Chantal like having transactional relationships with the men in her life? Or do you think that she sees that as a necessity? Or do you think she sees that as kind of a bonus? Yeah, she did that with Pete in a way too. But instead of getting sexual relations out of him, she got him to do chores. She got him to go run errands, things like that. Ooh, that sounds nice. Oh, that's what you're actually making them yourself. Oh, nutty! I cannot wait to see that. If you have an Instagram, you got to post it on there or post it on your YouTube or something. I got to check those. When you get those done, I would love to see them, and I'll happily link them if you got some. Yeah, I totally think so too, GG. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. We want to see that. Oh, I think you're right about that, Chatty Charlie. Because a lot of her boyfriends, generously calling them boyfriends, a lot of her men, say it like that, they often have very poor English. And even if they speak English well, they're very poor communicators. Look at Pete's. English is his first language, but he can barely communicate. I mean, ask him to communicate when he's angry without using profanity, and he would just sputter. He would stop using words. He just would not be able to communicate. So, yeah, totally. You know, it's funny, Tivu, BBJ, I watched a little bit of it, and just ironically, I don't know a ton about the channel he was criticizing, but I know that that she's in shape. She likes to work out. She used to be very heavy, and she's really gotten herself in shape. And he was saying, oh, you just sit on your fat butt all day. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're going to insult her in any way, like, that's not even an accurate insult, because she's always like working out. You can't say she's like lazy and fat if she's not. Like, you know, like, at least insult her with something that makes more sense. Oh, okay, yeah, Nutty. Here, you know what, Nutty? I'm going to mod you so that you can post the link yourself. How about we do it like that? Let me mod you real quick. All right, there. Now you can post the link, and you can post anybody else's link if you need to. I can certainly use an extra mod. Oh, well, yeah. Now you're the mom of a few. Yeah. Yellow Moon says all she can get, but she likes to act like it's not. Like a Yellow Moon. I'll tell you right now, Yellow Moon. If Chantal said, "Hey, I'm not, I don't have the most options as far as men in my life. I'm kind of difficult personality wise. I'm maybe not every guy. Maybe I'm not every guy's type." That's putting it very nicely. And she said, "Hey, so I'm just, I don't have a lot of options. This is the best I can do, and I'm trying to do better, but this is it." I would have a little more sympathy. But she acts like she's this hot stuff who can get any guy she wants. So I have no problem calling her out on her BS. I hope that makes sense. Oh, no problem, Nirvana. Well, glad you could make it in, though. I appreciate it. And definitely. Just, glad. Thank you very much for coming by. Hopefully I can give you some interesting content. Also, I want to talk a little bit about trying to be healthy for the holidays, but I don't want to keep the video paused for too long. Oh, no problem. No problem. Yep, Monkey Mech, I get you. She likes to be the one in charge. Yeah, she's a Muslim revert now, right? That's why I titled this with the Christmas Bees or Seasons Beezings. Welcome in, Blue Eyes. Because Chantal has already basically said that she doesn't see Christmas as a religious holiday. She sees it more as just a social holiday. All right, Nutty, I'm going to click that link in just a moment and share that if you'd like me to. But yeah, let me finish running this video though real quick, so then we can actually Nutty, if yours is really short, let me just run it really quickly, and then we'll go back to running that video. Open the image in a new tab. There we go. Hopefully it's not too small for you folks to see. I love Dino Dugs. He's got the hard Chantal picture on. This is great. This is going to be great. With the juice box, you got all the little details perfect. Match the shapes. All right, this is good. This is good. You know what? This is going to be some hot stuff when it's ready. Hopefully everybody got it. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that. Let me get the other channel back up. But thank you very much for sharing that, Nutty. I enjoyed that. Let me get back to the channel. That was very funny. All right, let's put it back. I like the little touches. Hold on a second. I got to take this off. All right. Add this back. There we go.
I kind of blocked him and he got mad. He's like, "Why'd you block me, blah, blah." And then...
Oh, yes, please, Mao Mai. Yes, please.
Well, he messaged me out of the blue. He's like, "So basically, people are messaging me because I had sex with you. What the fuck is it? What is this?" So then I explained to him, I'm like, "I'm sorry, just ignore it, And then he's like, "Well, what?"
See, and if Fiona's mom, that's the thing. I'm not gonna put you on the spot. I'm not gonna say whether or not you're a better date than Foodie Beauty. But she acts like she is just the most in-demand. I mean, the fact that she doesn't have any kind of, sense of the fact that maybe I'm not perfect. I mean, we all realize that we're not perfect in every way, right? We all have flaws. Every one of us has a couple things that we could do better. Foodie sees herself as being this perfection, this ideal woman who every guy should hope to have. And that's why it's so humorous to crack on her. Ooh, wrapping gifts and watching Dr. Phil. I think that's an awesome combo. I fully support wrapping gifts, and I fully support watching this stream. 716. Let me catch up on the chat. Yeah. Oh, it's just a pic. Well, it's funny though. I like it. Hey, that's awesome, Nirvana. That's really, really cool. I used to be more serious about the exercise and stuff. I want to get back into it. I've been a little bit lax to say that. And I've been enjoying myself a little bit with the food over the holidays, but I've got another 10 days or so to enjoy myself with the food, and then I'm going on a diet. So I think that would be awesome, Nutty. I would love to feature that stuff because I thought that was hilarious. Okay, let's let it run.
Don't you want to have sex with me anymore? Blah, blah. Or you said you were going to help me and all this shit. So I was like, well.
Let me slow this down a little bit. She's talking so fast I can't even hear her.
People about, like, he messaged me out.
She's talking about Big Turk, just because we took so long to do the chat, just in case anybody needs to be caught up. This is a clip video from Piggy. I'll post the link once more in the chat. And everybody go sub to Nutty if you haven't already. Yeah, this here, Piggy. This is a clip of Foodie's started with her eating a Big Turk candy bar. Let me go back to that part. Big Turk was a young guy in his early 20s, came from the Middle East looking for work. Foodie came up with the brilliant idea to pay him to sleep with her, so he has a way of making income. Yeah, so now we're going to hear about Big Turk after she just took a bite out of a Big Turk candy bar.
Right. So, this guy is young, very young. He's new here. When I first met him, he didn't ask me for money. So, we had sex, whatever. I told him, like, what I did and all my story. And then he's really new here, so he, like, really doesn't even, like, have a good job or anything. So I was just like, he then, like...
it doesn't need to be quite this slow. It's hard to get the speed just right. Because she has it sped up a little bit. Let me think 0.9.
Was hinting around. Remember I told you guys I, like, didn't want to talk to him because I was uncomfortable about, like, him hinting around about for money. And then I was like, you know, I kind of blocked him and he got mad. He's like, why'd you block me, blah, blah. And then
there we go.
About, like, he messaged me out of the blue. He's like, so basically, like, people are messaging me because I had sex with you. What the fuck is it? Like, what is this? So then I explained to him, I'm like, I'm sorry, just ignore it, you know? And then he's like, well, like, why don't you want to have sex with me anymore, blah, blah, or you said you were going to help me and all this shit. So I was like, well, I do want to have sex with you and everything. Anyways, so then we, like, made an arrangement where we might...
Well, see, what a surprise. This whole thing, she did all this talking, but it all worked out to, remember what I said earlier? How a guy could show you he's interested, or he could show you that he's interested in getting some money? Notice how he made sure to come to a clear financial arrangement before he agreed to mess with her anymore.
Like, we were maybe going to work together.
Welcome in, Crab Apples.
Videos together, like, you know what I mean? Because maybe we could make a lot of money. Like, because he has a really, like, nice, you know, I think that he could make decent money on that. And he needs money, you know? So...
You know, now, I don't want to start making a ton of mods, but I will give you the mod ship because I've known you for a really, really long time.
And I needed partners for OnlyFans.
If you want to do
this
a mod,
clip is when Big
I'll
Turk supposedly just left her house and she shows us around her room with staged condoms.
My room. But it's not perfect yet, but I did it in haste because I had company coming. Oh, my fucking brain.
She looks like totally different size. Like you could actually imagine her being sexually active then. I'm not saying I think of her looking, I don't think she looks desirable or hot or anything like that, but I think she could physically perform sexual acts at that size. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she could, like, starfishing, as she puts it. Now, I don't even know if she could starfish. I don't even know if she could handle that. I think you'd have to kind of just you'd have to get her like a specially made bench or something. Like a sawhorse? I don't know what you'd use. But yeah. Let me welcome in everybody else here. Okay. Chantal and her English is a second language lovers. English is barely a language lovers. Oh, welcome in, Dig Docta. Yeah, what's up? I saw you over in BSR the other day. We were old school Rax chat. And actually I'll mention that. Not that, you know, if anybody is like really interested in Rax, they want to like go and lurk a bit and they want to like really learn, you know, just sit in BSR and you can learn something about Rax. The chat gets very like, it's intense. There's some rough language in there because, you know, if you're watching Rax, you know to expect that. But yeah, that's where I go to kind of get the inside track. It's like Music Biz Marty. If you enjoy Music Biz Marty's stream, you'll probably enjoy BSR as well. Now she could even feel anything anymore. If anybody can even reach her anymore. Exactly. The fupa is so big. How you gotta like lift that up, and then the hoo-hoo is I mean, it could get so like thick, like it's hard to get in there. Like I mean, I don't know how it gets when you're that big, to be fair. Like I can only imagine. You know, with Fiona's mom, there were people back in the day who overshared. They just didn't have like the way to monetize it. Yeah, they didn't even speak enough English. They had to use Google Translate. Well, you know, of course, because if you love each other, you don't need to speak that much English. But if you want to do business, you absolutely need to be able to translate. And that's, you know, they're doing business together, so they need to be able to communicate. Absolutely, Natsuki. Enjoy it. Yeah, have a great holiday with your family. And I hope your new kids are doing really well. I hope you're having awesome holidays. She is nasty. Oh, very cool. So Sawars, Starfish. Oh, geez, I gotta miss a little bit of chat just to catch up. Raxology has the old videos. Yeah, definitely. Anybody wants to catch up on those? That's a good place. There's a lot of archives if you wanna look for that stuff. You know, yeah, it's a bit of a little bit. That's why I mostly just lurk. Yeah, she really does, and that's why I don't mind cracking on her. Because if she was humble and she was like, oh, you know what, I'm maybe not the prettiest. I don't really have the most choices in guys, but it is what it is. It wouldn't really be funny to crack on her. It would just be kind of sad. It'd be like picking on somebody. You know what I mean? But she thinks she's hot stuff. So I mean, come on. You know, she doesn't care if people talk stuff because she knows it's not true, right? Okay, let's let it run a little longer.
So here we have this. I just took out to find my head wrap, but it was all put together.
You know that. Well, actually, I was gonna say Foodie's really messy. She might have just left that there by accident. But I think she would intentionally leave out condoms.
There's another condom wrapper on the ground.
Yeah, two of them. She left that out on purpose.
And my bed looked like it had a tumble in the hay.
Sure, Jan.
It's kind of messy, actually. Oh, I want to put my PJs. And,
Ugh, what's that?
oh, God. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. Okay, so this...
This is so cringy. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like a young guy like talking to his friends, trying to convince them that he scored with some girl. He's like, yeah. He telling like all these like, you know, stories and secrets and little details that that he's, you know, hoping make it sound more realistic, but it just makes it sound more fake.
Takes me way back.
Exactly. You have to prove it. If you have to prove it, it calls it into question, is what it does. You know what, Fiona's mom? I absolutely believe she would. That's a good point. She wouldn't even use it for him. I could see that, crab apples. At least, you know, the basic translation services. I'm sure the more advanced translation is still necessary. Yeah, how long till she ends up at Pete's? Who knows? She has you blocked. Can't imagine why. She blocked crab apples the other day. I saw crab apples in Foodie's chat. I was lurking, watching a live, and crab apples said something about how I'm sorry for blowing up your spot, crab apples, but it was funny. And you said something about how long till Salah flies Pete's to Kuwait first class. I saw that, and it got deleted immediately. All right. That was funny. Yeah, right, Blue Eyes? If not unless she pays him twice. Oh, welcome in, Steady Z. Exactly like high school. Yeah, now she's a lot bigger. Stuck on the wall, ridiculous. Exactly. It's gross. It's gross. And now who even knows if she physically could anymore? Oh, that was a fake account? Well, whoever it was, they said something funny. They said they made a funny joke, whoever it was. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry you got impersonated, though. That sucks. I apologize for, well, I mean, I didn't know, though, to be honest. I really didn't. But hey, you know what? That is frustrating that you get impersonated. Thankfully that hasn't happened to me yet, but that's always something I hope doesn't happen. But geez, oh well, thankfully it didn't work out badly. Welcome in, Spooky Moose. Hope you're having a great night. All right, let me let the video finish.
Thought I would show you around a little. Some of the places I like to frequent for drives instead of the long road. You know what? We have the long road in different areas. Well, I'm going to show you some areas I like to go drive. Anyway, so now it's just...
Oh, and let me just tell people this is a clip from Piggy's channel. This is a clip compilation of the most recent, Chantal's most recent vid. So we're not watching the whole vid. We're just doing the short version because the short version is more fun. Welcome to Detective Gochis. Thank you. Thank you for coming in tonight. Let me put the video back on. Sorry. And welcome everybody who's coming. All the lurkers.
Gloominess. I went out in public and went into some stores, and I get easily recognized when I'm in Ottawa, Cornwall, in between. So now more than ever, it's weird. But if you see me, don't be shy to say hey. And yeah, as long as you're...
Now, I'm going to say this. I don't know how this is. I'm assuming this is from the most recent video. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure this is. Chantal says, hey, if you see me, don't be shy. Say hey. Cool. I think that's cool. I think it's good that she's making herself accessible, right? But didn't she just say that she had a stalker she was afraid of? Like, that's just kind of weird. Like, if you have a stalker you're afraid of, to be like, hey, if you see me, come up, say hi. Like, that's kind of like sending some mixed messages, isn't it? Like, that was just a few days ago. She claimed that she had like this horrible stalker who was bothering her. And now she's saying, if you run into her, stop by and say hi. I mean, I hope I'm not misunderstanding, because I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to misrepresent her.
It's beautiful, like I said. Yes. There we go. Whew, it's windy though. So,
Yep.
So areas like this make it hard for me to be in between two very different geographical worlds. Canada.
Oh, did anybody notice she had the ring off the other day? I don't remember which vid it was, or if it was in that cameo that somebody else recorded. She had her ring off in that video, and she's got it back on now. So if that proves that she's able to get it on and off, which, respect, I didn't think she could.
Kuwait, so different.
You really can't hear it.
And I feel conflicted. I feel torn. Like, I love this and I didn't appreciate it before. And it's going to be sad to leave it. But I guess ultimately for me, home is where the heart is. And as a married woman...
Welcome to Takes the Cake.
I feel like husband and wife have to take care of each other. Not being in your lives every day is really hard for me mentally. So anyway, let's keep going.
That last bit she said about being a married woman, not being around her husband's being hard for her, it's just so hard to believe. It really is. And I'm not articulating myself as well as I could, because I didn't bother to think of all the reasons why I don't believe it. I've made them clear in the past. But yeah, I just don't believe that. Don't believe that at all. I think she misses being able to talk about her marriage, but I don't think she misses her marriage. I think she just misses the trappings of it.
Takeout, And I used to, it's special for me because I used to come here as a kid a lot. And, you know, with family, and it was like a treat, and it was super cheap.
If you run into her, you'll wreck your car. And then, you know something, Detective Cochise? You're joking there, but that's a good point, though, that she's so big. It's like she's really noticeable. So if she was worried about a stalker or something, like, it's not like she could run away. And it's not like she could hide, because it's obvious who she is. I mean, it's exactly, dear way less. She is so big that it would be more like hitting an object than like hitting a person, like hitting a moose. It really would be at that point. It would the physics of it. It would be more like hitting a like a stone pillar or a tree or something. Yeah, right. As a merry woman, quotes. She doesn't need an airbag. Well, I mean, there's all those camps. You're forgetting about all the things that they could do, just, you know, platonic activities they could do together. Like the time they walked at the shipyard, at the abandoned shipyard, and Chantal almost died from heat exhaustion. There was the time that she bought Salah a car. I mean, there were a lot of things they did together, right? Hey, welcome in, Blondie. Hopefully you're having a good night. I did actually check his hand, to be fair, but I'm sure he did. A moose caboose. Shit. You know, I'm going to, and again, because Chantal acts like she's God's gift to men is why I'm going to be a little mean. Chantal has gotten so big, but she doesn't really have like a booty. She just has like a shelf back there where her back fell down. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a, you know what I mean. Oh, welcome in, Hannibal. Thank you. Yes, everyone, please, if you're enjoying the show, please click the like button. Thank you very much. And everyone, please check out, feel free to check out Hannibal as well. He does a great show himself, does cool streams, talks a lot about Cobes, talks a lot about Girl World stuff, about a lot of fun lol cows and eccentric people on the internet. Good question, Ding Dong Duh. There's people who think that Chantal doesn't wipe, but there's people who are like conspiratorial and think that she uses the shower instead of a bathroom. I've heard that theory. I know for darn sure that she's not like standing and using her legs to support her weight, because she couldn't do that. She'd fall on the toilet if she tried that. That's just one of those things that I don't want to think about it too much, because whatever the answer is, I'm not going to like it. That's actually an interesting point, Detective Cochise, that she would have her own place at this point, because she's staying somewhere. She's not living out of her car, but she's staying with her aunt or with her mom. And by now she'd probably have her own place. She's not somebody who's willing just like that. I don't know what she plans on doing. Maybe she plans to go to Thailand. City. I mean, that's an off the wall idea, but could Chantal maybe plan to go do that? Who's to say? Who's to say? Maybe that's true. She sets it on the counter. That is true, Nirvana. There's a difference between building a shapely booty and just having a big old shelf of fat. She couldn't really adjust her chair the other day. I know that the cars are designed so you can't really get stuck, but I mean, it's possible if the steering wheel is adjustable and it goes down too much. Oh, Merry Christmas, Lady Nighthawk. Merry Christmas to everybody. Everybody celebrates, that is, of course. Yes, okay. Let's let it run a little more. There's not only another minute. She's already, and for anybody who's just come in, this video is a compilation, very short, quick version from Piggy, detailing Foodie's most recent, I guess we'll call it her most recent bees, where she went driving and then she got some Chinese food. Candy bar.
Their buffet used to be like six something, close to $7 for all you can eat, and now it's like I think $16 to $17. So of course inflation, right? But I love the fried rice, I love the broccoli, I love the chicken balls with sweet and sour sauce, the chicken wings. Oh my gosh, they have good chicken wings. They're like fried garlic chicken.
Now I got to talk a little bit. I was going to talk a little bit about tips to stay healthy through the holidays. Now, Nirvana has mentioned bodybuilding. I think it was Nirvana who said that. Somebody else, my apologies. But bodybuilding, fitness, that's an absolutely fantastic way to help mitigate any weight gain or any fat gain rather, because you might gain a little bit of muscle weight, but that's not a bad thing. But yeah, avoid buffets. Avoid buffets unless you don't have a weight problem. I mean, if you have any kind of a weight problem, buffets are generally a bad idea because unless you simply have no other choice and it's like you're at a place where everything is just served buffet style, it's very easy to overeat at buffets, especially if you paid a lot of money, because you're going to feel like, oh, I want to get my money's worth. And there's a lot of salt in those Chinese buffets. And if you're going to go out to eat and get like a little treat, it's not so bad. But if you're going to a buffet, it's hard to leave and just have a little bit, at least in my experience. Yeah, people can still get stuck in cars, ding dong, duh. That's true. I know they make them safer now. Like they make them for bigger people now, but I mean, Chantal's at the size where she absolutely could get stuck. Cheese loser. How does it work? It just does. You know, Detective Cochise, that would be absolutely miserable. Though I do think the positive is she probably doesn't move much. She probably just kind of lays in bed and doesn't really, you know, like when she does walk, it sounds like elephants stomping, but she probably only gets up like a sloth, like a couple hours, like an hour a day. Ooh, that's a good point, Lady Nighthawk. And you know what else? Not only is it not halal, Chinese buffets, show me one Chinese buffet that doesn't have pork. Show me one Chinese buffet that doesn't make pork products in their kitchen. So not only is it not halal, but it's pork products in the kitchen. That's like so opposite of halal. It's one thing to say, well, I don't know exactly if it's halal. It's another thing to eat stuff that's absolutely contaminated by pork. It's absolutely contaminated with pork. That is so like opposite of halal. It's not even, it's laughable. That, I mean, there's pork fried rice. You're like, oh, I ate the chicken fried rice. I didn't eat the pork fried rice. You think they keep the pans separate? You think when they take the pan back to the kitchen for more fried rice, you think they're careful not to mix them up? Chantal, you're not doing this Muslim thing. You're not even faking it anymore. Oh, Nirvana's the bodybuilder. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, bodybuilding can be very healthy. You know, but any kind of, you know, fitness is good, right? That is true, crab apples, especially big portions. Like if, you know, you have a cookie or something, it shouldn't be too bad. But if you eat a big portion of sweets or a big portion of greasy fried chicken or something, it'll sit heavy in your guts. Well, you know what, Nutty? I can make an exception for endless shrimp. I gotta be a hypocrite. And you know something? I'm a bit of a hypocrite sometimes because I like to eat sweets and things like that. But I always try to match a treat day with a healthy day. Like if I'm gonna have cookies one day, then the next day I'm not gonna have any, and I'm just gonna have like a stay on my diet, whatever that is. Body by Beatus. At this point, it really is. She's not even coming close, Lady Nighthawk. Yeah, Chinese food. I like Chinese food, but I'm not a big fan of Chinese food unless, because it depends. I like Chinese food, but a lot of Chinese places are those buffet type places. And there are some that are okay, but a lot of them just aren't that good. And if I could find a good one, then that's cool. But just a lot of Chinese places I found just aren't all that. But as long as you know a good one. 6'4". Is this Marty? I think, is this your alternate account? Or is this Alex? is that actually you? Yeah, exactly. It's loaded with pork. She had the pork fried rice? She had the pork fried rice. OMG. Yeah, it's absolutely tainted. There's so much pork there. The Muslim Ark was Kuwait only. Wow. Well, you know, pork is the other white meat. I mean, that's like a marketing expression, but it is very lean. If you get lean pork, it's extremely lean, more so than a lot of meats. Oh, well, yeah, okay, Nirvana. That makes sense. You know, I totally get that. You know, if somebody is naturally bigger, they usually work more trying to lose the weight. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, halal. There are halal Chinese restaurants, I'm sure somewhere, but that's not where she went. Um, yeah, just because even if she did not eat the pork fried rice, she ate it with something. That's a good point, Ding Dong. Duh. I've never done real bodybuilding, but I've done weight training, done just worked out, tried to get in shape. I still got some muscles left, even though I don't really work out anymore. Uh, well, I will say this: going to a buffet, as long as you know how to manage yourself, is fine. But if you're somebody like Chantal, if you're somebody who's struggling with diabetes, struggling with kidney problems, struggling with enlarged liver. Oh, and speaking of kidneys, shout out to Kidney J. She's such a trooper. I prayers for Kidney J. I really hope that she comes through this recent health situation better than ever. Amen. Power lift the pizza pie, right? You want to be you want to be if you are what you eat, got to drink a 6-pack, right? At Lady Nighthawk, as long as we can recognize it, I think that's the best we can do. Right, Nirvana? As long as we can recognize it and try not to be. Nobody's perfect. Lift the donuts. I'll tell you how to lose weight on donuts. Just eat the whole. Right? We can't eat like that. There you go. Yeah, the barbecue pork at the Chinese restaurant. Oh wow, Monkey Mac, you are a shorty there. That's a good point, crab apples. That is a good point. The eggs, the soy sauce, the pork, all that stuff. That's like beer for me, right? Okay, let's get back right on. I don't want to get too late. Oh, Kidney J, she's a young lady. She has a channel. She's a reactor. She's a very sweet girl. She's older. I shouldn't say young. She might be older than me, but she'll be happy to know that I called her young. But anyway, regardless of how old she is, she recently had a bit of a health scare. She had an injury with her hips, and she's got to get her hips replaced at a young age. That's just very sorry, sad to hear. Nutty's a garden implement for some char siu pork. Oh, welcome in, Queen of Awesome. Hope you're having a great night. Merry Christmas to everybody, assuming if you celebrate. Absolutely, Monkey Mech. It's much easier to not put it on than to try to get it back off, right? I have a family member who's pretty short, and she struggles with her weight, and if she can only eat like 1,100 calories a day, or she'll gain weight because she's so small and she's not very active. Well, I mean, some people call that vegetarian. I've seen that called vegetarian. I know that back in the old days they called that vegetarian. In the old days, when I was younger, vegetarian just meant you didn't eat red meat. That's all it meant. like vegan was like crazy. Like back when I was a kid, there was no such thing as a vegan. There was just a vegetarian was somebody who didn't eat red meat, and that was it. And that was seen as crazy. A vegan was seen as like a complete psycho. Now people, like, vegetarianism has become more normalized, and I don't think it's a bad thing either. I think vegetarianism can be quite healthy, but it's just interesting how the perception of it has changed over the years. So that's all I wanted to say there with that. Right? They think that makes sense. They think vegetarian is nothing nothing that walks on land. That's true too, crab apples. I think it's a lot easier now to be a vegetarian. There's a lot more options. So I think that's also why we see more people doing that.
Wings. I can't wait. So I'm gonna go eat. Yeah, just going by myself in town. Now I will admit that I used to have negative feelings about living here and got tired of that small town kind of mentality and just wishing for something bigger, but coming back and reminiscing about good memories, which is what I'm going to do, good memories mostly. It's fun.
Here's the problem though. Chantal's good memories are not good memories. Her good memories are memories of enabling her addiction, of buying sex, getting high, overeating unhealthy food, bullying Pete's, fighting on the internet. I mean, she says good memories. I'd be interested to hear, she talks about good memories. The only thing that she can talk about with a straight face is good memories without feeling, knowing that people are going to call her out, is when she says comfort food. Oh, I have good memories of comfort food. But what is that comfort food? Picking out at the Chinese buffet, that kind of stuff. Fried chicken.
Have fun with it.
In fact, we're going to watch the buffet in a minute. Sansa cooks. I'm going to link her video in a minute. This is it right here. Sweet and sour fried chicken. And you want to bet she had 2 plates at once. 2 plates at once. That's wild. When I go to the buffet, I don't really go very often, but when I do, what I like to get is I like to get 1 plate with just a little bit of food on it, because I like to get it while it's still hot and fresh. Then I go and I get another plate with just a little bit of food. And that way I keep getting hot and fresh food as it's being brought out, instead of getting a whole plate and then you eat it and then it gets cold by the time you finish, and you take too much, you may not even like it. I just take a little bit of I just take a little bit of what I want and I eat it, and then I go get another small plate. And I keep getting small plates, and that way I don't get so full so quickly. But yeah, look at this. This is massive. 2 full plates. And this one isn't even Chinese food. This one on the right is beefaroni, which she just bought that beefaroni the other day in the can, or alphagetti, excuse me. She's got chicken wings on both plates, crab rangoon, which has got cream cheese inside. This is loaded with fried batter on the outside. She's got, looks like lo mein here. This looks like pork fried rice, and I'm going to assume it is until she tells me otherwise. That looks like double serving of it. Chicken with broccoli, which is drenched in oil. This is just, I mean, and wow. Like, I can't even say, this looks to me well over, this has got to be close to 2,000 calories. I could see this being close to 2,000 calories. Because this broccoli's soaked in oil. And this is fried rice. This is, and this is loaded with batter and sweet sauce. I mean, this is very calorie dense food. Look at that face.
All right, you guys, I'm going to end the video here. They play copyright music.
All right, here's actually the one from, let me put a link to this one. This is from Sansa Cooks. She has a really good channel, especially for this kind of macros for the food. Because to be fair, I could look it up myself, but she does such a good job. I'm just going to recommend her channel. Because the few times, well, I shouldn't say the few, but the times in the past when I would look up the calories myself, she was usually very close to what I came up with. Very close. So I think she's really good at this. She knows her stuff. So let me go through a few comments here real quick. Can you imagine the high she got from hitting that buffet? The salt alone, all memories of food. Indeed, Hannibal. Food and buying sex, right? Haven't had beef or pork in 20 years. Jeez, that's a serious commitment. I mean, was it for a specific reason, or, I mean, it's obviously whatever reason, it was fine. Hey, no problem, Monkey Mech. Enjoy I hope you make something tasty. Scary, absolutely. Yeah, Santa has a pretty good channel. I like some of her vids. Oh, your dad made good steaks. That's nice. It's nice when you have like a home cooked meal you really enjoyed. I had a couple meals at home I liked, but we didn't really have a lot of home cooked meals, unfortunately. We on holidays sometimes we'd have one. That's a great point, crab apples. I always forget about the gallbladder. She does not chew. She just inhales. Stir fried meat and noodles. It's not about the taste. No, you're right. It's just about getting the high of the salt and it just she doesn't even chew it. She just swallows it down. It's a lot. It's a lot. What buffet is hamburger helper? It did look like hamburger helper. That was just plain beefaroni, wasn't it? I mean, that was not. It didn't even look good. It just looked very, yeah, yeah, it's a lot of rice. You think 2,500? Maybe it could be. We're about to watch Sansa. Let's let she has to say here. She's got she could be up to date on this. I'm sorry if I missed a few comments. I'm just trying to keep caught up here. You know what, Yellow Moon? I totally believe that. I did the math, and it was over 3,000 when I looked at it, and that was assuming her weight was in the 300s. So if her weight's closer to 5, yeah, that would make sense. No, it does not look like a healthy amount of meal to me. She does spend a good amount of time gathering that info. So, respect to her. That's why I definitely want to, I definitely put a link to her vid. Let me, in fact, share the link. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got the right one. Post. Hold on a second here. There we go. I welcome in What If. I get your point. Welcome in Sarah Marie. My apologies for not seeing you come in there. Welcome in Keepster. You know what? I can totally see Foodie doing that. See, I don't mind walking to the buffet for seconds though, because there's not long lines when I go to the buffet. If there was a long line, then it would be different. But usually it's not crowded where I go, so I like to just go back up to the place. Oh, I do like that. I like when they have the Mongolian barbecue style grill. I actually do like that because they don't put a lot of grease on there. Yeah, the Mongolian barbecue. I will say that if you go to a Chinese buffet, I don't want to say the better ones, but in my experience, I'll say, because it could vary, but in my experience, the ones with the Mongolian barbecue were usually a little better because it required that they kept the food a little fresher because they had to have fresh raw meat, available. Crab apples, that's sobering to consider because that amount of food is like an entire day's worth of food, even for me. And I'm a guy, I'm not a small guy either. I'm not a like a frail, kind of, I'm heavily built and I could certainly polish off a good amount of food in a day. And for me, that would be more than I could eat in one sitting. I don't think I could finish that in one sitting. So, I mean, I'm not a huge eater, but you get my point though. I don't think I could finish that. Ooh, a hot pot. That would be nice. I've never been to one of those. I've seen those on the YouTube. I've watched some in Japan. They look really nice. Korean barbecue. That sounds good too. No dainty guy shaving, right? Sorry, Hannibal. All right. Believe me, there's days I could do with being a little daintier. That's for sure. All right, let's put this on here.
In case you missed it, Chantal's latest project is to take us around Cornwall. She plans on incorporating a lot of her iconic eating places like restaurants or...
I don't want to I'm not going to show Santa's whole vid, so that way you guys can check it out yourself, but I am going to show the part where she shows the food. So that way, if you guys want to check it out yourself, I posted the link. Check it out a little bit later, but here's where she posts
what I could find.
The part about
now,
the food.
At the bottom here, you can see chicken balls, which are fried chicken served with sweet and sour sauce. I'm estimating about 1.5 cups of vegetable fried rice, and what looks like that big flat thing could be a crab rangoon. Off to the side, we can see 2 pieces of fried chicken wings, so let's say 1 boneless fried chicken wing, and that little pile of noodles to the left is...
This is, I think, so she's really gone through, itemized it. Let's see how close I was, because I said 2,000. That might be under now that I'm looking at this breakdown.
We can't really tell the portion size, so just keep it in mind. Plate number 2 features about 1 cup of chicken and broccoli, which is quite frankly the best thing on both plates. Add to that a few more chicken wings.
See, now I'm going to say that I think the chicken and broccoli number might be a little bit low.
Quite frankly the best thing.
I think this is a little bit low because this only shows 12 grams of fat, and a lot of Chinese restaurants, they will drench that stuff in oil. So I think this could be a little bit higher.
On both plates. Add to that a few more chicken wings, and for some reason a ton of macaroni, which looks like it may have, I don't know, soy sauce? I don't know. Let's just count it as macaroni. Here's what it looks like if we add it all up. Now remember, we don't know what she's thinking.
Hannibal noticed something.
We're also not
because I can vaguely see there might be, that looks like another chicken wing or a piece of pork or something under the rice over there. That rice was piled very high. There might have been something under there. That is
little
true.
Scoop of noodles and any extra sauces she used, beyond about 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce.
Except their own
this
poopa
comes
balls.
Out to 1,818 calories.
Oh man, I think I got lucky, to be fair. I may have got lucky. I said it was right around 2,000. So my instincts are good. I'll just say it like that. My instincts are good. But I got a little bit lucky too when I called it at 2,000. I wasn't sure. but it was a good estimate. It was a good guess. We'll just say it like that. 75 grams of protein. That's not bad. I think that's because of the amount of chicken that's in here. But the amount of carbs and sodium, ooh, that is really rough. 46 grams of sugar is a lot of sugar for a diabetic too. That is really that's what jumps out to me. The sugar and the sodium. I mean, the carbs as well, but the sodium and the sugar. But thank you, Sansa. If anybody wants to, I would encourage everybody to check out Sansa's entire video and a lot of her other videos as well. Let me put another link to her channel. Definitely check her out. But yeah, that was pretty wild. Oh, and she probably drank soda too, crab apples. That's a good point. Yeah, she just got straight up beefaroni macaroni. Let me rewind it a little so you can see it. Yeah, she does have something under that rice, Hannibal. And here's the beefaroni macaroni that she's got. Just, yeah, that's a big plate. And who's to say she didn't get another plate? I mean, I just have trouble believing Chantal only ate 2 plates here when we know that because also $16. Just, she would feel like she got ripped off if she spent $16 and only got those 2 plates, the way that she thinks. Is that when you eat the hot pot? It gets a little messy. Yeah, and the noodles and the rice, so many carbs. That sodium is just wild. Realistically, I think she had at least 1 more plate. She probably had 2 more plates, but at the very least, she had 1 more plate, and it came out to 900 calories a plate. So I think that's 2,700 calories. We could safely assume that she consumed. Probably 3,000, because I'm sure she had a soda pop or 2. She probably had ice cream at the end. At those Chinese buffets, they always have all those cakes and cookies for dessert. Not especially good ones, but they have a lot, you know? They have a lot. Yep, those other carbs will turn to sugar, and Chantal doesn't have the insulin to digest it. Rice pudding for dessert. Yep, a lot of those Chinese places do have rice cooking. Welcome in, Fallen Angel. You know what? She might just have been fortunate enough to not have gone to a Chinese restaurant that serves that. Because I've been to those that they serve just everything. They have like this really terrible pizza. They have really terrible pasta. They have trying to think what they have, like everything. Just like they serve every single recipe, and most of them look terrible. I've been to Chinese buffets like that, but I've been to some that are good too. You know, Fiona's mom, there are some people, especially some guys, I find, that could really put away a lot of food. But some women could put away a lot of food too without getting big. So some people are just, their body just burns the calories faster. Exactly, Nutty. If she was in Kuwait, she would have eaten a family-sized meal. For every meal she ate a family-sized meal. This is a heck of a lot of food, but this is still not a family-sized meal. I think that's most people, crab apples. I've found that it's pretty hard to overeat protein by itself. Like just plain chicken breast or something. It's very hard to overeat that. It really is. Unless it's with a lot of sweet sauce or with a lot of fat or oil or something to help, flavor it. She doesn't care about her living a long life. Chantal has said she'd rather die young than live a long life if it means she can't have all of her favorite foods constantly. Yeah, and carbs are a cheap way to make food tastier. Totally agreed, crab apples. Chantal just it's all about the quantity, though. She really doesn't care about the quality. Oh, you're not that frail. 160. That's not a bad weight. Medical emergency art coming in. Who knows, Fiona's mom? I think at some point, though. I think at some point it really will.
Broccoli, which is quite frankly the best thing on
All right, so yeah, let's go on. Let me put on the other video. Hold on. So let me put back the other thing for a second. Right, like I wouldn't mind. I'll tell you right now, I'd rather be a little closer to 160 than to what I am at the moment. Okay, so let me put on another vid here for a second. Let me actually do a little short Cyrax interlude. I'm going to do that. Here's a little Cyrax interlude. It's only about 4 minutes. So if anybody is not a fan of Cyrax, just go grab a drink for a minute, and he won't be on for too much longer. So here, let me put this on. This is from last year. Cyrax, let me give a little background on this. This last year, well, who people even know who Cyrax is? I hope most of you do, because it's going to take too long to explain who he is. I've definitely talked about him a few times. Hannibal talks about him plenty. There's plenty of other channels you can find about him on. But anyway, Rax. He only put my little picture of him also. Here we go. But anyway, yeah, so he is a liar. He lives in his grandma's attic. He is a chronic masturbator. He's just like, he thinks he's a successful rapper. And last year for Christmas, he claimed that he got a brand new Apple Watch. Music Biz Marty, who is somebody who's been really good at getting the best out of Rax as far as his performances over the years, confronts him about it. So let's hear what they have to say. This was on another channel. Clip this. I'll post a link to the clip, just out of respect. So you can go out and get the original if you like. And let's watch it. And by the way, I don't know if the language might get a little bit rough. So just want to let everybody know that in advance. There might be some rough language here. Yes, I did, Hannibal. That was great. To give everybody some context, they sent him a chain, like a rapper style chain. You know, a lot of rappers, they have that big gold chain, but it was totally fake. And the chain like made him look like a clown with a misshapen head, which is kind of what he is. But the chain went directly through his head. Like it looked like they drilled it through his head. And I heard it was made of chocolate and melted in his bed. But yeah. The Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. Man, he was a great basketball player. Yeah, Marty has been taking like a little bit of a hiatus from actively interacting with Cyrax and Foodie. With Cyrax, I'll give a little update for anybody who's not aware. Cyrax is now hanging out with some new friends, apparently. This guy named Tibbs, who has his own sex doll who he thinks is alive, and who's also a weirdo and a creep, sex creep. They are hanging out together, and I don't know if they're going to put out music together or what, but yeah, like apparently Rax is ready to make a comeback, and he thinks that with his new buddy, Tibbs. Oh yeah, there's this guy named Spooky or Steve from Machete Squad who's interviewing him, and these people are so-called, quote, trolling him, but their trolling is just listening to him talk on Discord for hours, and just hang out and listening to him. So he's being, quote, buddy trolled, but they're really just kind of like his buddies. So there you go. Hannibal will give you a better rundown of it this weekend. Check him out. There you go. And also, if you want to get, and I have to give a shout out of respect. BSR is one of the originals. So if you know, they get very live. They get a little bit rude up in there, but he's one of the originals. Also, Music Biz Marty. So they're not being as active though at the moment. Chris Chan, I am really disgusted that Chris Chan is allowed to be on YouTube, because I am personally convinced he's guilty of everything he's been accused of. He doesn't seem to, he barely even denies it. And because he was not, they dropped the charges. Yes, it did look like Roger from American Dad. That's actually exactly what it looked like. Trolling like they did to Chris Chan. Excuse me. Yeah. What was I saying about Chris Chan? So yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, Tyler's time. Yeah, they could be pretty wild in there. I mostly just lurk. I don't really like to. I just mostly just lurk in there because it's a little too wild for me sometimes. Yeah, you know, he should not be on YouTube. That's what I was going to say, Nutty. Christian should not be on YouTube. He is, in my opinion, he is guilty of what he's accused of. And he's on YouTube. He's making money. People are supporting him. He's getting donations. And I just can't stand the thought. He's a total sex creep. He doesn't belong on there. He shouldn't be on here at all. Oh, control. You know about Controlla too. Tyler loves to go off on her. Anyway, does this guy have a woman? He is another. No, he does not. He actually had a woman for a while, but he told her he was a famous rapper, so she kind of fell for that. Okay, so let's put this on here, Rax.
You're lying about everything, you fucking pussy.
You don't have
You're
rats?
nigga, you lie about everything. You wouldn't know the truth and bitch you in the fucking ass, you fucking retard. Nigga, please. I'm rocking a $400 smartwatch. What are you rocking?
Can everybody hear it? Hopefully it's loud enough. I could put on the captions, I guess, but it doesn't really read through. Can everybody hear it?
Your grandmother bought that for you.
400, nigga.
Your grandmother bought that for you.
Bitch.
Cyraxx, you didn't have money. You needed to borrow $20 to buy your parents gifts. Where did the $400 come from?
Nigga, please. That ain't none of your goddamn.
Yeah, so basically Sally and Ed bought you a discount smartwatch. Let's just be honest.
No, they did not, nigger boy. I bought this shit my fucking self.
So why did you need to take a 20 as a handout?
Nigga, come on, bro. Why you mad, B?
Okay, so where did you order it from?
That's none of your god.
Yeah, because you don't know, because Sally and Ed bought it for you. So, Cyraxx, you don't know where you got the watch from. Like, before we pivot on, let's just say that you don't know where you got your watch from.
This is okay. So he says he got this watch for $400, and Marty here is telling him, no, you didn't really get the watch. It's fake. And Rax is like, no, it's real. It's real.
Yeah.
I don't make anything, but yet I was able to buy this.
She bought it for you. You don't even know where you got it at.
He is so rude. He is just the rudest guy.
Check the Apple Store, bitch.
Okay, you got it from the Apple Store.
$400, man.
What model is
He got it from the Apple Store, he's claiming.
Brand new.
What model?
The new 8 that just came out.
Okay. So how'd you
So,
buy it?
like I said, Nick, I make money. Only thing is, the difference between me and you, bro, I'm responsible with my shit, bro. While you sit here on the internet and type away, like...
Yes, allegedly this is an Apple Watch. So this is what he's claiming. He's got this Apple Watch. Let's take a look at the box that it came in here. This video exposes the truth.
Boy got something brand fucking new, yo. I didn't even realize this, man. I was looking for this. And, your boy got something dope, man. Let's pause this show for a second, shall we?
I don't know, Crab Apples. I gotta be honest. He looks so weird, doesn't he?
Smart watch, so let's go. And yes, I ordered this with my own fucking money.
So he claims now he ordered it. I thought his grandma ordered it. That is not the actual chain, unfortunately. This is before he got it. It's not the actual chain. This is before. Come on, let's see the box.
I'm open. Alright, fuck it, I'll deal with it later.
This is only, okay.
Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zolotech, and this is the new Apple Watch.
So that's the actual Apple Watch box versus his watch. So that's the story of the Rax watch. Okay, so enough Rax for tonight. But yeah, that was the truth though.
Every year,
The watch was fake. That was from Christmas last year. And well, we all learned the truth.
This year, they also introduced a new Apple Watch Ultra, which I think most of us are waiting for.
Okay, so let me go back to the. All right, so that was our interlude with Cyrax for the night. And now we're going back for that was Christmas last year. Hopefully this year he gets a good present. Let us check out. Oh, and Skinny Queen is going to be coming on tonight a little bit later. So I'm going to be handing you folks off to her in just a little bit. Let me get back to 1 second. I gotta pull up my videos. 1 second. All right, here's here's the clips from the other video Chantal just did from prior to the last one. This is a short clip version of it from Marley Hendricks. Let me post the link. Oh, hold on a second. I'm not sharing the video. Hold on a second. My apologies. I don't have it shared. Let me share the video. 1 second here. Okay, this is going to compare her at her highest weight back when she was in Canada, and this is going to give us kind of a reference point. So this is her now. This video that we're seeing is the video comparing her to. This was allegedly Chantal's heaviest weight in Canada, and this is again from Marley Hendricks. Yes, Marley Hendricks put this video out. I think this is a really, really good one. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't feel comfortable going in public. Jeez, I keep forgetting to share it. My apologies, folks. You know what I mean? Like, I want to go on another road trip. I want to escape. Let me rewind it back to the beginning. I think I had what the hell to do with my day. I kind of had it planned out last night, but then I woke up today. All right, this is her at her highest weight in Canada. I already said this. I think I had like... This is her now. Look at the difference in size. This was her highest weight back in Canada. Oh, that's a great point, Jen. Welcome in, Jen. Yes, pre-filter era. Very good point. And that panda looks so cute. Then I woke up today and I was like... Oh, and spoiler, how much does anybody think Chantal weighs in this video? What do you think her weight is in this video here? This is allegedly her heaviest weight when she was in Canada. She's going to say how much she weighs here, and we'll decide if we believe that or not. But what do you folks think? Just for the sake of guessing. I think I had like too much beef and pork yesterday, so today I'm going to probably ease off on that. I'm actually like really kind of self-conscious to go in public because I cannot wear a bra right now. I just don't feel comfortable going in public. Okay, I have to ask a question here. As a guy, I don't quite understand that one. How do you get too heavy to wear a bra? Like, I thought she would more want to wear a bra if she got heavier. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not an expert on that, but my logic is that she would more need to wear a bra if she's gaining weight. But instead she says she's too heavy to wear a bra. How does that work? I don't get it. Jed thinks $3.95. 501 Bob. It's like Price is Right. 360s from Nutty. 450 from Susie. We're at Nutty with the question mark. Oh, that's a good point. Bob's been gone for a while. It shows how old we are, right? Might need this traffic sender. She doesn't want to be in it for it. You know what, Nirvana? I have to agree with you. It is. I think Chantal wants to have purpose, but instead of purpose, she'll settle for distraction. Oh, she can't fit in one. Oh, that makes... Okay, I get what you're saying. She doesn't want to be fitted for it. Now I get your comments. Might need a strap extender for the bra. Okay. Might be digging into the folds. Okay, so just simply that she's sized out of it. That's what it is. She does not that she can't wear a bra. She just can't fit in her bra. She needs to go buy a new bra, in other words. Okay, I get it. So in other words, she just needs to go buy some new brasiers. And she's just... Yeah, okay. So in other words, she needs to go get fitted, and she just can't find one that fits properly. Okay, that makes more sense. Just the way it doesn't fit properly. Oh, okay, I get... Now, this is an interesting theory that she can't reach to latch it. That makes sense. Okay. Chatty Charlie says 402. 487 from Cavs. I don't think she's quite that big. Not in this picture, at least. Or just too lazy to put one on. Oh, I do have an email. Actually, yes, I do. Let me post the email in the chat. 1 second here. Here is my public email. I probably should have given it out earlier, but that's my official public email. If anybody wants to contact me, hit me up. Geez Louise, that sounds like somebody who could do with some exposure. Yeah, right, Fallen Angel? I've never heard of being too big for a bra. I've never heard of that. Like, not gaining, like, I think that's, like, I've heard of being too big to find one at the local store, like having to go shop for one, you know, I've heard of that, like having to go to a specialty store, but I've never heard of not being able to get one or not being able to, maybe that, yeah, there you go. Well, I've heard Victoria's Secret is not very good for fitting, but maybe Torrid's better. I don't know. I heard Victoria's Secret doesn't have like a lot of sizes. She could always use a trebuchet sling. Because Tony Stark doesn't make them, right? They don't have the technology necessary. Front closure or sports bra or something, head too small for the brain. Her head keeps getting bigger, but I don't think it's leaving any more room for the brain, though. Crab apples.
Feeling like the pit and the pendulum. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go on another road trip.
Well, let me take off the banner so you can see.
I don't like domestic life. Like,
mine a little bit.
I just don't feel comfortable going to escape. I don't know why.
So Marley's asking, did Chantal pick up where she left off in Canada, stuck in the same weight loss cycle? I love how she calls it a weight loss cycle rather than a weight gain cycle. But that's very generous by Marley. Very, very, very considerate to say that. Here's another link to Marley's channel. Please give a follow. I personally been watching like all of Marley's videos lately, so I'm gonna. It's as close to an endorsement as I give. R.I.P. Chantal's hair, right? Seriously, even her hair wanted to get away from her. Think about that. She is so toxic. Even her hair had to leave.
I don't like domestic life. Like, I want my youth back.
Too much pressure on the brain.
We're going on another little road trip. Can't lock me in your penthouse. Elton John, let's get it. All right,
Susie Q. That actually makes me feel. If there's anything that makes me feel some sympathy for Chantal, it is that. But however, Chantal is so prideful and such a ungrateful and just a difficult and obnoxious person that it's hard to feel that sympathy very often. But if I do feel any sympathy, it is because I don't think she was raised as well as she could have been. I think she seems to have always been pretty, badly behaved and all that, but I'm sure some of it came from her influences. But at this point, though, she's been on her own for long enough. It's like I wasn't necessarily raised around the best influences, but after a point, I kind of grew away from that. I kind of grew up on my own, and there wasn't got away from that and developed my own influences and found better influences, and that's what over time that kind of improved myself that way. And I don't see Chantal doing that. So that's why she's old enough now where she should be moving on from that. Fallen Angel, I can totally respect that. And I'm actually a little bit newer myself. I've been there for the Kuwait arc. I got there just a little bit before it. I've watched a lot of the older stuff since. I've been studying, you could say. Yeah, she is nasty, and she tries to hide it a lot. But when you like the Cuba Rage video, when she goes off on reaction channels, you get to see it sometimes. And if it was just like a one-time thing that just came out, like when she was drunk or something, it would be different. But it comes out all the time. Whenever she's angry, it comes out. I get you, Fallen Angel. I've been in that situation myself. My tablet doesn't always like me either. I get you, Fiona's mom. Some people are better at teaching themselves. You seem like somebody who's, got their head screwed on straight. It took me a little bit of a while. It took me a little while to figure it out. I can admit that. But yes, so this is when she was near her highest weight in Canada. I'm going to reveal
I'm in a Starbucks line once again. I had those deviled eggs for breakfast with some berries. So it's probably I'll just have a big dinner, like of some kind of ethnic food that I'm craving. I'm craving like rice and like beans or I don't know, spicy food. I don't know, something spicy. I find like if I eat just protein, like just eggs with like no carb with it, I find like it just sits heavy in my stomach. It's almost like
Now that is something, it's so funny Chantal says that, because I actually understand what she's saying. She says, oh, if I eat protein, like eggs without carbs, it just sits heavy in my stomach. You know what that is, Chantal? That's called being full. That's called being full. Yeah, I know you're unfamiliar with that feeling, but when you've eaten enough and you don't want to eat anymore, the rest of us call that being full. Now, Chantal doesn't really feel that very often, or she doesn't understand that feeling because she eats foods that are hyper palatable. That's the word they use. They say they're very tasty. So those foods, even if you're full, you're still going to want to eat them. It's like it's like people overeat food that tastes really, really good to them. Like if you really love ice cream, you might overeat eat ice cream, eat so much that even though you're full, you're going to keep eating it because you like how much it tastes. If you're eating healthy food, you stop when you're full because even if you like it, you don't want to stuff yourself. You've just had enough. It doesn't taste that great that you want to stuff yourself to that point. Absolutely. Interesting. I wasn't aware of that. You know what, Fiona's mom, it's okay to say that. I'll say this. She looks a million times better. Like her skin looks so much better. I don't think she's using as many filters back then. I mean, she might be, I don't know. But if she's not, her skin is so much clearer here. And no matter how much you weigh, you could still do things that make yourself look better, right? Like it's not just about weight. Like you could still make yourself, look as good as you can, even if you don't have, everything that you want to, that you want necessarily. If you're not in the best shape, you could still make yourself look good, right? Hey, that sounds good. Eggs, cheese, and hamburger. That sounds really healthy. Like loaded with proteins. Oh yes, that's a good point. Chatty Charlie, yes, asked that question. Or pointed out actually, Chantal had to have a hysterectomy and it has issues with her hormones now, and that's believed to be why her hair has come out. It's worth pointing out that Chantal had a period of time where it was believed that if she had lost weight and improved her diet, that she could have restored her endocrine function, the function of her ovaries and other glands of the endocrine system and the reproductive system, I suppose, as well. That possibly could have been salvaged, but her diet and her obesity got so bad that she developed cysts or something, and it had to be removed for her health. It didn't even have a choice. So, yeah, I get the impression that she was very spoiled too. And as far as coming from, yeah, I get that too. Like, I mean, I guess there's different kinds of quote unquote bad families, and I don't mean to call people's families bad like that, but I mean, I guess there's families that are bad because they don't, they're very maybe dysfunctional in like very violent ways, or maybe very verbally abusive ways, or maybe other ways. And then there's like the kind that enable, that don't really provide any structure. That is its own form of maybe not the best upbringing. So I get what you're saying though, Nirvana. I don't think she necessarily came from a stereotypically bad family. And she even had a father figure. That's another thing too. Chantal likes to say she never had a father figure. She herself has said that her stepfather was in her life for a good period of her upbringing. So I know that's maybe not the same as having her birth father, but it's not like she didn't have any man growing up in her life, and she claims she didn't. She uses food to fill a void. Absolutely. And it's sad to see that she does that, knowing that it's killing her. It's absolutely killing her. She's suffering the consequences. She's aged a lot since then, Jen says, and I agree with that. You can see it a lot in the skin, like the texture in her skin, the hair, the loss of the hair ages her a lot. And also the way that once you put on that much weight, your body shape changes. It's like when you put on weight, it goes on different places, but once you get past a certain weight, you run out of space for the weight to go. And that's what happened here. Chantal was already big, but then she put on another 100 pounds and she got so big that her whole, you know what I mean? Oh, I get what you're saying. Fiona's mom. It's okay. You know what? I feel I think it's okay to to have a moment of weakness like that. And to, I mean, it just shows that you want to see the best in people. I think that's all it shows. Hey, you know what? That's all it takes for some people. You know, you don't have, not every day has to be glam, right? Yes, Charlie. That's what I heard as well, that she had massive cysts on her ovaries. Yeah, I have heard of that. It's possibly that's why Shmi spoiled Chantal. But again, she did have a stepfather around for a while at least. So they missed the cyst between her shoulders. The one that's growing behind them. Yes, allegedly she was jealous of her sister. And let's point that out, Monkey Meg. As far as upbringing goes, her sister turned out pretty well, apparently. And, you know, so the upbringing, the household couldn't have been that dysfunctional if the sister ended up okay. That does happen, Nirvana. That does happen. A good family does not always, what looks like a good family doesn't always produce well-adjusted kids. So, she had those evil brows. I can't see him in here, but I'll take your word for it on that. Okay, let's run a little bit longer.
I need like some kind of fiber, like, you know what I mean? So like,
and we have Skinny Queen coming on later tonight around 10 o'clock. So I'm going to be sending you folks over there.
I don't know. All right, guys. So I got my same thing I got yesterday.
Look at that. I remember when Chantal said she was buying the Unicity yerba mate caffeine drink because she doesn't like coffee. Does this look like the drink of somebody who doesn't like coffee? Quad blonde espresso. A blonde espresso is like the most caffeinated drink there is. A quad serving is 4 servings of it. Heavy cream, 3 pumps of vanilla sweetener, 3 pumps of caramel. This is like a milkshake more than a coffee. It is.
And I'll get hungry. And I got a Capri sandwich. So it's 490 calories. I'm using my calorie counter for now.
And the sandwich, you know, this kind of Capri sandwich thing, this sandwich, I'm not going to say it's terrible to have, but for Chantal, it's not good because it's a lot of calories. It's very calorie dense. It's not a big sandwich, but it's loaded with cheese and it's got olive oil. So even if it's tasty, it's just very calorie dense, and that's not what she needs. There's so much sugar in that coffee. It's one of those things where maybe it's not fair, but it's just the reality of life. If you struggle with your weight, you have to avoid some foods sometimes. You can't always have the fattening foods. You just can't do it all the time. You know, you can have treats, but you can't have fattening stuff constantly. You got to be a little more responsible. Well, that's awesome, Crab Apples. I think that's great. You know, that you could pass on good values, and that makes the biggest difference of all, right? Hey, well, if that helps you, that's awesome, Monkey Mac. I think that's great that an over-the-counter supplement, you know, really gives you that help. I think that's awesome. And I you know, without talking about myself, I find that caffeine a little bit, you know, throughout the day, it definitely helps me. But I don't drink too much of it because then it has the effect where I'll become very sluggish if I don't have it. Nirvana, it's hard to understand if you're, you know, a more, I don't want to assume, but I'm going to assume that you're a better adjusted person than Chantal. And that you know, that a person who doesn't feel the need to lie constantly isn't going to understand her, because I can't understand why she lies so much. But I mean, I guess I could understand why. I mean, I take that back. I couldn't understand why it makes sense to her, but I could feel why she does it, at least. I hope I'm saying that properly, clearly. Butchered my language there. But yeah, I think that Chantal feels inadequate as she is. So that's why she makes up lies. And maybe that sounds very basic. That's not especially insightful, but I think that's what it is. I think Chantal does not feel adequate as she is. Like, she doesn't feel comfortable to, like, look at her weight. It's an obvious lie. We all know she's full of crap. We all know that she weighs probably 100 pounds more than she says, but yet she still holds on to it. So there you go. Yeah. Welcome in again, Rosalind. Yes, so many calories in one sitting. It literally is sitting in her car. Oh, that's what I think. I love sparkling waters. That sounds like a good one if it's got a little caffeine in there. Nutty, I totally understand that. There are people like that who would rather tell a lie and then get caught in the lie than admit the truth in the beginning, because they're able to have those few minutes of that fantasy. They would rather have the fantasy for a moment and delay the reality for that moment, even if it means when they get caught and they get exposed, it makes it worse. They'd still rather have that minute of fantasy. It's sick, but there are people like that. No, it's sad. It's sad. I drink black coffee. Well, I don't drink. I drink some milk in my coffee sometimes, but I don't. But I drink skim milk. I drink like 2% milk, so I don't see that as a bad thing. But yeah, definitely don't drink your calories, Camps. I avoid that, and that's been such a boon for my health. It's really helped me keep the weight off. Gamer fuel made with real fruit powder. Hey, if that's the trick, I mean, I'm just surprised that something called gamer fuel is not loaded with sugar. That's what I'm surprised, because so much of the worst junk is marketed to gamers. I'm a bit of a gamer, and I watch Twitch sometimes, and the commercials are marketing just garbage half the time. They're marketing chips and candy and microwave pizza rolls, and it's always like the most corporate, mass-produced stuff, and they market it like, hey, you like to sit on your butt and play video games? Well, you should eat more junk food. That's what would make you a cool gamer. It's so crazy, like the way they advertise it. It's like, come on, man. Like, these kids are impressionable. Some of them are young. They don't need more bad advice. They're already sitting on their butt playing games. They don't need to eat junk food. I could see that. Yeah, latte is already pretty sweet. Naturally, I think it has some sweetened milk in it. Iced coffee is nice. I like that too. I think they want to keep us. They like keeping us, like addicts. That we need our next fix. We need our fix of sugar, or our fix of caffeine, or our fix of the new game, or the porn, or whatever it is. They like to keep us. The big companies like to keep us hooked on their products. Sadly. So if G Fuel is a healthy option, thank goodness. Hey, nothing wrong with that, Nutty. I'll have one on occasion, but hey, respect crab apples. I'm a gamer and I try to be healthy. I think though that more gamers should be trying to set a good example. I think though that we are. I think that's kind of shifted though. Actually, I take that back. I think more gamers are being health conscious now, and that's why it's kind of insulting the way these unhealthy junk foods are marketed so heavily toward us, because we are trying to take our health more seriously, because gamers are older on average. We're not so young anymore. The average gamer is in his 30s now, or maybe in his late 20s, but we're not all a bunch of young teens. So we're taking care of our health more. So we're I think that stereotype of the obese, pimply gamer, I think that's not as common as it used to be, hopefully. I do use that pre-workout drink when I work out. I'm guilty of that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's such thing as trying to be healthy when you game. Hey, what's up, Laura? Hope you're having a good night. We're just we're watching a bit of a retro foodie, because I know everybody's seen her new stuff so much. We watched the new one earlier, but yeah, let's keep going.
I just need something more substantial than a couple boiled eggs. Those deviled eggs are amazing. I put smoked paprika on them. They're good.
Oh yeah, just to catch anybody up. So she was just saying how when she eats eggs without a bunch of sweets for breakfast, when she just has plain eggs, that she gets full, and she doesn't like that feeling. So that's why she likes to eat a bunch of sweets.
It's like a little side, but I need a sandwich. So I need a sandwich in my famous last words. So.
Welcome in,
yeah,
welcome in, lobster back.
It's got spinach,
cheese
pesto,
parts,
mozzarella, some kind of like tomato stuff. I think it's basil pesto, because caprese is like basil, tomato, and cheese. So there's this really, really delicious Indian food place, and I'm gonna get it from there. I haven't had it in a long time. I used to go with my aunt. Now they give you bigger portions, so I'm gonna freeze it. I'm gonna have my dinner like you'll see.
Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that? Foodie's talking about how she's gonna order a family size to freeze it. Now, I'm going to admit that I actually have done that a couple times where I bought pizza and I froze some of it, but that rarely happens. That rarely happens. If I buy a pizza and I share, like I'll share it with somebody, we'll buy like 2 pizzas, we'll share them, and then we'll take like the second pizza and we'll freeze it. That frozen pizza usually doesn't last the week. It doesn't last the week. So I can almost imagine Foodie, how well she does freezing a tasty food that she really likes. So I don't believe that for a second.
Portion it out, put it in my calorie counter, and then I'm going to freeze the rest so that I can have it another time. So,
you know what, Nirvana, that could be, and that's why I tend to, with Chantal, I always kind of leave it up in the air just a little bit. I presume and I say what I think, but I always say I never know for sure. You know, but we only know what she shares ultimately, and we know Chantal has a very loose relationship with the truth. I just hope that Chantal is. I hope it's too late to hope. Chantal is really just driving full speed at a wall. That's what she's doing with her life, and it's frustrating to watch. And I hope that people watching can learn from it. That's what I hope. If people learn from it, then it's worth it, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that as long as you got the self-control not to eat them all, right? For a midnight snack, right? All right, let's see here. Oh, that's awesome. I think it's always great to learn new stuff like that, like new healthy ways of eating.
That's what I'm gonna do. All right, guys. So I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello. Also, I'm getting ice cream. I actually don't eat ice cream very often, and because it's just like something I don't really crave often. I have more of a savory tooth than sweet tooth, but I'm going to be going by this ice cream place I haven't eaten at in years. I'm trying to get rid of the mindset of I can't have. I'm trying to get into the mindset of I can have, but less.
I think this is a good point here. And I think we can all agree on this. It's so important to learn good eating habits when you're young. You can learn them as an adult, but it's much harder. It's much harder. And the years of poor health that you're going to spend learning those habits, you can't get those back. So there really is no substitute for learning good eating habits young, but that doesn't mean you can't learn them when you get older. You can learn them when you get older. Yeah, some people can. And I guess I should say this. It's possible. Anything's possible, but I'm not holding out hope for Chantal. I don't want to be disappointed. And I see so many people who were hopeful for her in the past and are just disappointed now. Like, look at Skinny. Skinny used to be a mod for Chantal in the past. And Chantal, just basically betrayed her. She's done that to a few people. So it's hard to take her at her word. It's never too late to learn, Monkey Mac. I learned as an adult, as a young adult, but I still learned as an adult, and I'm glad I did. She doesn't want to though, right? Skinny Queen's going to be coming on soon. If anybody sees her come on, let me know. We'll send you folks over there.
Now, it's different with fast food. I had the Wendy's yesterday. That didn't feel like a fast food run for me because it's not something I would want to get, without the bun and everything. But it still was fast food, so that will be it for a little while. And but to say I'm never going to have something is when I get it's not really realistic.
I said I was going to talk about holiday eating habits. Don't say I'm not going to have that at all. If you go through the holidays, if you have a medical condition or you have very severe dietary restrictions, by all means, follow that. Don't. In fact, let me put the doctor disclaimer on. I am not a doctor. If you're thinking you need a real doctor or a real nutritionist or anything like that, please go get one. I'm only an amateur. But yeah, don't have the attitude that you can't have anything that you like, because then you're going to hold out and eventually you're going to break down, you're going to overeat, you're going to go off. You're not going to be able to do that forever. It's not possible to stay away from foods you like forever, as if you like unhealthy stuff. So you have to be able to have a treat on occasion, but you need to understand that it's just that it's a treat. You can't make the treat every day, but if you never have it, you have to be able to balance that. And it's not easy, but it's worth doing. And going back, good for you, Monkey Mech. I mean, I'm assuming that you want to go back to school, so that's awesome. Nutty, I kind of grew up the same way. I got nothing but crap growing up, and it took me a while to learn to make good food, and better late than never, right? Better late than never. She's loyal to the cheeseburger. Chantal's loyal to her fupa. She's never gonna let that go.
Going out and getting fast food binges every night, yeah, that's gone. I don't want that to return. I still have to stave off those cravings sometimes, and I know people are concerned that it's a trigger to go out driving, but it's something I have to learn to control, and I haven't been able to, but I think that I will be able to. I think that, the key is for me to not completely deprive. So, I'm just trying to find what works for me, guys. I know that I've tried so many different things, and I know you guys are, have whiplash.
See, I think part of the problem with Chantal's dieting also is she's always looking for something easy. She's always looking for somebody to solve her problem. She's always thinking, oh, well, somebody can give me a diet program. Now it's with the surgery. She's got her hopes pinned on surgery. I don't think she really does, but she talks like she does. She says she does. And it's just, she doesn't look for solutions in herself. She doesn't think, okay, what can I do? What can I do to help myself? Well, I could cut out this food. Or I could stop eating late night snacks, or I could stop going out to eat. At least I could stop ordering delivery. She could be doing something, but instead she's looking for ways to not do anything. Darn right, there you go. Chantal could be doing something simple like that, and even if she puts a little bit of cheese on or something, it's still better than getting McDonald's. That's awesome, Monkey Mac. That's so cool that you got your family. You can count on for stuff like that. I think that's great when family, really works together and helps each other, because it's the world's hard enough as it is. We don't need our, it's good to have your family in your corner, right? Camps, she's afraid of hard work. Yes, she is. She's afraid of breaking a sweat. I mean, she's afraid of really putting in real work. And I don't know what she's afraid of, but she is. I really do believe it, because there's no other explanation.
Quite a bit, I'm sorry. Foodie Beauty whiplash cream. Is there a cream for whiplash? There's a cream for everything. So I'm gonna get one scoop, instead of getting like a whole cone with like 2 scoops. And I'm just gonna get a little scoop of my favorite ice cream, orange ice cream if they have it. I hope they do. If not, black cherry. Oh my god. Yeah. I took my puffer today, so hopefully that helps.
Foodie's using her inhaler just to walk down this. It looks like an absolutely beautiful day, doesn't it? It looks nice. It doesn't even look hot. It just looks so nice, and she needs her inhaler just to walk on this road. It's wild. Oh, by the way, I don't know if she says it in the video, but she claims to have been 388. Because I know some of you voted on the weight earlier. You thought she was in this video. And I don't know if we're going to get to the end before it's too late, so I'll spoil it. She said 388. That was the weight she said. Is she over that in this video? Very possibly. But that's what she claims, which is the heaviest weight she's ever claimed. Yes, Yellow Moon.
My back is killing me.
And she also pays for companionship. That's another thing, too. Foodie has a skewed idea of what people think of her, because she doesn't understand. She's like, how come these people don't like me when other people love me? Has she ever bothered to think that the people who love her are the people she pays? Like she hires people to do stuff like Pete's, Natter, Salah, and these people tolerate her. They may even act friendly. But then she's so shocked when strangers are rude. They don't like her. And she's like, why? Why is that? Why is there? Other people are nice to me. Well, you pay their bills. Of course they're nice to you. Welcome in, Jarella. Merry Christmas. Oh, you got such a cute little doggy there in that picture. Oh, that's fantastic, Monkey Mac. I didn't know you suffered seizures in the past. That's fantastic. You managed to eliminate them, or at least prevent them. Let's say it like that. That's wonderful news. I hear so often people they improve their nutrition and their health improves in ways they didn't even expect, that they couldn't have predicted even. I mean, maybe you could have predicted that, but But I just know that happens to people where they'll improve their nutrition, and then something they weren't even expecting will get better. Like they'll become more fertile, or their hair will get thicker. She's got to be near 500 now, Nutty. In fact, we all believe she is. Said she was 402 at her highest before she went to Kuwait, maybe.
I've only come that far. Those people were making fun of my... They were talking in French. So
let's go back.
I've only come that far. Those people were making fun of my weight. They were talking in French, so they thought I wouldn't understand them. I guess I'm angry because I guess I just don't get it. It's just like, this is why I don't like people.
I will say this: the people making fun of her weight in French, maybe they thought she spoke French. Maybe they were trying to, who's this? Maybe they honestly thought she spoke French and they weren't trying to keep it a secret. Who knows, right?
Seriously, it's like, I understand French, buddy. I know what the French word for huge is. Okay, so
yeah, that is pretty funny. Gross, is it gross for the word for big in French? Or
mosquito.
Yeah, the breathing is wild. Her breathing is off the chain in there, and she's using the inhaler too. It's just, and by the way, I don't think it's cool to make fun of somebody in public like that. Like, I make fun of Chantal in these videos, but I've explained why I do that, because she is has such an inflated ego, the way she talks like she's God's gift to men. So as a man, I have no problem putting her in her place. In a respectful way, I think. I think I try not to be too vulgar, at least. But yeah, in person, I would be respectful enough to not go up to her face and say that. But if she asked my honest opinion, I would give it to her.
I did what I could. I weighed myself, but I didn't film it because, honestly, to me, it's not important to share.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mel. I'm not gonna say something mean to her, in public like that. I think that's taking it a bit too far. I don't like to. Like I said, I'll be disrespectful on the internet because Chantal posts on the internet. But if she's out walking, it's not like she invited me to come watch her walk. You know what I mean? If she was like, "Hey, everybody, come watch me walk and see how well I walk," then I would feel okay making fun of her. But if she's out walking privately, I'll leave her alone.
Okay, that's my excuse.
Her weight is only important when it's time to monetize it. Yes, let this say here. And let me post a link to this. This is a great video. I always want to make sure I give credit where it's due. This is from Marley Hendricks, a new one she put out. Fantastic video. I don't think we're going to be able to watch the full thing here, so I would absolutely encourage you to go watch the rest of it on her channel at a future time.
I have ugly ass feet right now. So,
I think I agree with you, Mel.
Yeah, I people neglect their feet because you can't reach them. What do you want? Yeah? I was 388
tall. Thank you, Greg.
So,
yeah, I'm not a true polyglot, unfortunately. Only French she speaks is dressing. Yeah, I have a feeling I would have to stare, but that's more because she's Chantal than because. Although to be honest, she's gotten so big now, I probably would look without. I wouldn't say something rude, but I probably would look just because I'm not used to seeing somebody so huge. Yeah, it is a nice area, Sarah Marie. I agree with that. I think it's a nice area. It really looks nice.
So I think my highest when I got weighed a few months ago, 2 to 3 months ago, at an appointment was 395.
Well, 395. Let me take that back. So she's 395 here. Or she says her highest weight was, or she did say it was 4 something. Somebody in the chat mentioned that.
So working on getting that down. Anyways, so these people, they were like.
Agreed, Yellow Moon. That's also another reason why if I saw her out walking, I wouldn't be rude, because it's like if I saw Chantal in the gym, I wouldn't say anything rude to her in the gym unless she was smelly or something like that. But if she was just minding her business and trying to just work out and exercise, I wouldn't make fun of her for doing that. But if she was in the gym and was just taking up space and getting in the way and being obnoxious and making weird noises and stuff, and being herself, then I might say something.
I'm not going to judge them by their looks because that wouldn't make me any better than them. And I can't stand people who do that. And then if I do it in return, even as a defense mechanism, which we're so often,
that's a good point there, actually. Let me click on that. She cut her portions in 2/3 to lose weight, Monkey Mac. I totally agree. Chantal is big enough that I think if she went down to 3,000 calories a day, that she would be losing weight. I don't know how fast, but I'm sure she would be losing. She would not be gaining. She would not even maintain her weight, in my opinion. And that's not an expert opinion. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. But just my estimation, I believe that she would be losing weight at 3,000 calories a day. Jarella, it is an addiction at this point. She saw her blood sugar. She was basically kicked out of Kuwait. She was basically forced to admit her marriage was fake because of her weight. It's crazy that if she could have stayed healthy, she probably could have stayed in Kuwait. But instead, she preferred to gain 100 pounds and get kicked out. That's an addict. That's absolutely an addict. Somebody who messes up their life for the substance that they love, or that they're addicted to, rather. And yes, Camps, very much so. She doesn't need to go outside and to go walking. Chantal can absolutely just walk around the house. She can get a really good exercise just by walking around. Oh, that's a good point, Sunshine Country Chickens. Country Chickens. There's no proof that anybody said anything. Chantal is known liar. She's absolutely somebody who will make up a sob story, try to make people feel bad for her. So, yeah, I do have to be skeptical. I mean, I'm not saying that people wouldn't mock her, but there's no way to know. Yes, she should get offline because the reaction channels, even the ones that aren't, that try to be fair, I still don't think that's what she needs to be watching.
what happens it makes me mad, and I hate that. So I'm not going to comment on their looks.
Yes,
but they're like probably middle-aged, older men and women canoeing, and they were all staring at me.
I hope
whispering,
so.
And then that one guy said something about me being really big. They were all talking French. I understand French, buddy. So I just smiled and waved at them anyways, because you know what? I have to learn.
She's really milking this little story. That's another thing too. If they were just, I mean, I guess I shouldn't presume, but the way that she's telling this whole story and making a bit out of it, it just feels awfully convenient.
That a lot of my anger stems from me having that victim mentality of just being constantly verbally abused as a fat person. And you could say, oh, crybaby, but like it doesn't feel nice when people are constantly crapping on you because of how you look.
Hold on, Chantal. Now, I'm not going to say that just because somebody goes online that people should give them a hard time. That's not what I'm saying. But if Chantal wants to go online and claim that she's this hottest, the top 10% of women or people, 10% in beauty, and she wants to act like all the guys like her, and she's never had a guy she was interested in she couldn't get. You're opening yourself up to criticism, Chantal. Just saying, if you came on the internet and you were humble and you said, I know I'm not the best looking maybe, and I know I need to lose some weight, but I still am trying to do my best. I still think I deserve I still think I'm a human being. I deserve respect. If that's how she talked, I would feel a little differently. And I'm not saying if she started saying all the right things tomorrow, I would change my opinion, because she's known to BS.
And if you let it, and I have to just realize that that's never ever going to change. It's hard because that is a big reason why I actually really have a deep-rooted hatred for humanity. That's one of the reasons.
I'll tell you, Camps, I love the winter because I live down south. But when it's too hot, I walk around my house. Absolutely, because it's too hot during the summer to go outside and walk most days. So I definitely take advantage of the air conditioning.
It's shocking to me that somebody would say that when I was so close. Maybe he didn't know I could hear him, but yeah, it stings a bit, because I would never do that. I would never talk to somebody and be like, oh, look at that fat person,
That is really good advice, Nirvana. What's that? I've heard this saying before. I don't know who said it first, but They said comparison is the thief of joy. And I found that to be for myself a lot of times, that sometimes we have a lot of blessings and we get caught up in what we don't have, and we become overly critical or unappreciative of all the blessings we do have. And we forget sometimes that there's a lot of people who would be very happy to have the things that we take for granted. But that doesn't make it so that, you know, I still sometimes can be too, trying to think of the right word for it, too ungrateful. And I still try to be more appreciative. So I think we can all work on that. Chantal could really work on that. Yeah, and she's always calling other people fat and ugly. That's another reason why I don't feel a lot of sympathy for Chantal, because she is so quick to insult others. It's not like she says, yeah, I don't like to talk that way. I don't think people should speak that way. I don't like that kind of language, so I don't use it. No, she just doesn't like when people say bad things about her. She has no problem saying bad things about others. Yes, Nutty, I think that's a great point. Absolutely. It could have just been some people chatting. She's using them to make content. And if anybody notices Skinny Queen come on, let me know, because I'll be happily sending people over. She should be coming on pretty soon. Oh, I think she's on. In fact, let me get that link. So if anybody wants to watch, go watch Skinny Queen now. But in the future, after you're done watching Skinny Queen, go watch the end of Marley Hendrix' video. Because that's the one I'm watching right now. Because I think it's a great video. I think Marley Hendrix does great vids. Really, she does great editing. Definitely check her out. And go check out Hannibal sometime too. We posted his link earlier. I don't know if he's still here or not, but definitely check him out. Yeah, and yeah, just check out all the awesome people in the chat. I probably know I forgot somebody. But thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you everybody for coming through the show. All the lurkers, all the chatters. Let me quick flash my link, my donation link at the end if anybody would like to make a donation. I have a link to my Cash App on my front page. I do accept donations through YouTube directly if you prefer not to use Cash App, but Cash App is the preferred platform. So yes, everyone, please leave a comment if you're watching the replay, if you've enjoyed it. Thank you once again to all of the lurkers, all of the chatters, and have a great night, everybody. I will be seeing you over at Skinny Queen's chat. Why can't I stream it some other time? I need to stream more often. That's what I need to do. I've just been kind of busy a lot. It's just a lot of stuff going on. But I am going to be doing some more streaming in the future. I do plan to stream more often. So Nirvana, hopefully I can fulfill that. But yeah, everybody, go check out Skinny Queen. I've been on long enough. Good night, everybody, and I'll be over and I'll be saying hi over at Skinny Queen's chat. Good night. Dr. Phil signing off.